Hey guys, welcome to PET Rambles. I'm Pet and today I'm going to ramble PET Rambles. It's a video about my YouTube channel. Why? Because I started pretty well in January and a little bit in February with doing YouTube stuff, research, and then learning to write articles again, presenting and so on. Then I had to take a week of business trip, and now I came back and I'm a little bit like it's Wednesday. I haven't done anything YouTube related. Is this going to be one of those things where new resolutions? Yeah, it's January, it's February. You do things, and then March comes, and then you are going to stop doing things because that's how new resolutions work, right? Uh, and yeah, I was like, I need to be held accountable, and I'm I'm willing. I'm betting on you guys to hold me accountable because I have no more excuses anymore of not doing this. I've been procrastinating for the past 1 year and something since I wanted to start doing this YouTube channel. And yeah, I really don't have any more excuses. I didn't have any more hard disk space on my computer. I have a new 12 terabytes hard drive and a 2 terabytes SSD drive. I have a lavalier microphone so I can record. I don't have a mirrorless camera, but I'm recording using the phone and was like, screw that, I don't need a mirrorless camera to do those videos. I'm only going to buy a camera but I still can't justify it even right now. I'm like, stop overthinking, stop needing to buy things and then just do what you like. So yeah, I think it's fine to just film using the phone. What else? I have branding. Kashva.com finally did, finally, it sounds bad, not finally. He waited for me to see that I'm doing stuff. I even managed to do a t-shirt. Kashva did the logo, and I really am proud how it looks. It looks very well. I like the colors, I like everything about it. I even got a mug, which I will show you some other time, when I will also show you the other t-shirts that I printed. So yeah, basically I have no more excuses. I have hard drive, I have camera, I have sound, I have branding. I only need time, which I can make, and then just do videos. So yeah, who am I? Just in case you don't know me. Not that it matters that much, but I kind of miss doing things for myself, having my own projects. And some of you who are watching me know me from years ago, years and years ago, when I was doing Hat-Trick. If by any chance you know me since Hat-Trick, write in the comments. I started the Romanian Hat-Trick forum back in 2002. That was the first community I started. Then at some point I've done StarCraft 2, where I was organizing StarCraft 2 tournaments, doing YouTube, doing live streaming and things like that. Then in 2013 I started GamerPet, which is my gaming YouTube channel, and that was fun for a time. But then for years and years I kind of stopped doing things for myself, things to get me excited, things to get me excited. Let's just put it like that. Things where I can learn from. And it's funny enough that I'm having right now the same overthinking and the same struggles that I had with GamerPet years ago. And I know all the theory because I've done the theory and I've done the practice, yet somehow it reset in my mind. And I have this tendency to overthink things again. Say hello to Bobber. He is making an appearance. So yeah, why PET Rambles? Well, initially, everything was going on that GamerPet channel, but I was like, I kind of don't want to do gaming videos anymore. Maybe, but just for fun. Just for practice, for me to just hit record, show you a game and then talk. But I kind of want to do more in-depth video and more scripted video and more videos that I'm going to put more work into them with the idea of growing the channel strictly for the fun of it. And why? I know that I do have a little bit of charisma from what I've been told. And you know how it is when creatures need to adapt and evolve in order to reproduce. I was always fat, and I kind of had to develop this ability of making jokes and being good at storytelling. And I kind of like to do storytelling, and I like to entertain people, and I like to share my findings with other people. I always said that I'm not really sure why. Why do I have that? Like, if I find an interesting song and I know someone will enjoy that song, I'm always sharing that song with that person. I'd be like, hey, check this out. Same thing with books, same thing with video games, same thing with other things that I enjoy. And I was like, how can I make my passions public? It's also, in a way, for me to justify my purchases, that I can buy something and be like, I bought this because I want to make a YouTube video. Hopefully not, because one thing that I've learned in the past years is that my main passion is buying things and then not using those things and then buying other things, and I'm trying to be good and not do that anymore because I've seen that there is a pattern. But yeah, basically this is kind of it. Like, I'm really curious, like, why do I have this tendency to share the things that I'm doing with other people? But one of the things is that I'm missing learning new things in a structured way. The way I'm learning things, it's always by doing. I'm not a theory kind of guy, like, and I've been a little bit in that trap where you keep doing, watching videos, maybe reading, watching videos, maybe reading, but then you don't do anything, then you forget, and then you're like, what was the purpose of me reading that book, watching that video? And right now with this whole thing, I'm going to talk about my struggles, because with the struggles it comes learning. With all the negative things that I've done, I mean, not negative, but all the failures in my past life, I've always learned something. Like the Hattrick forum, at some point I had to close it down because people weren't coming to the forum anymore. We moved the community to other places. Same thing with StarCraft 2. Had to move on, but I've learned a lot through that. Same thing with GamerPet. I actually learned a lot doing GamerPet, and I'm pretty sure that it's going to be the same with that now. But yeah, some of the struggles are, like I've said, with GamerPet. My natural charisma comes when I'm speaking freely. Even that English is not my main language, one thing that I've learned through StarCraft 2 was to embrace my accent and to embrace the way I'm speaking, because some people might not like it, but some people might find it entertaining. And I've learned that through StarCraft 2, because people were saying, when I was casting in Romanian, people were like, why are you not casting in English? Why are you using that word in Romanian? We were Romanifying some English words. And always this negativity, and always adapting my English and the way I'm speaking. I was like, oh, maybe I'm not speaking correctly. I need to use more words like that, and being more, taking myself too seriously. So that's the main lesson. I was taking myself too seriously because I was trying to be a professional, because people were expecting me to be professional. I was like, I wasn't professional. I was like a 20-something-year-old guy with a $10 microphone with a crappy webcam trying to organize tournaments and cast them online. I've never done that before, right? But I didn't know that back then. So I started to become very, how to put it, doubting myself and things like that. But I've learned a lot over the years. So yeah, some of the things that I know that my natural charisma comes through me speaking freely and trying to find the words. I am trying to script, I am trying to always try to get ideas, doing mind maps and trying to see how I can gather my ideas from my head into presenting them and in an entertaining way. But I'm not sure how to do that yet again, and this is the struggle that I'm speaking about. I am writing things down the way I want to say them. Sometimes I even write down the jokes that I want to make, yet when I'm starting the recording and everything, I have to put the light, put the microphone, make sure the microphone is on, and so on and so on. I'm always getting that feeling that I'm not just telling you a story right now, I'm reading off the paper. And how can I tell you the story without reading on the paper so it will seem more natural? And I started to overthink this over and over and again, and then I figured it out. I just need to do the videos, do the practice, and then be done with it. And then 1 year from now, when I'm going to have maybe 50 videos, I don't know, I'm pretty sure I will develop the ability to maybe memorize the script better, and just things come more naturally to me. I just need the practice, and I know that because I've done that with GamerPet. I even watched some time ago, at the end of the first year of GamerPet, I've done a retrospective where I looked over the videos that I produced, and I was speaking about the lessons that I learned with each video, and I was like, I'm not going to make this type of video anymore because of reasons. So I've done that before, but yet right now I'm 38 years old and I'm stuck in a 20-something-year-old brain with overthinking and doubting of doing things, and then finding excuses of not doing things. I'm like, enough, it's enough. You know, I kind of like having this feeling that I'm having those lottery numbers, but I'm not playing the ticket, if it makes sense, right? I have this charisma, let's say. I hate speaking about myself in a good way. I've never been used on speaking myself in a good way, but I do know that I have a little bit of charisma, and I'm not putting that to good use. Why? So I'm like, let's put that to good use. What can I do to put this charisma to good use? I don't like public speaking. I don't like to be a comedian in a public space. Here, putting a video editing and doing things like that, I get to work at home. I get to work on the script. I get to look at the ideas. I get to look at the storytelling. I get to do research, which I enjoy at home at the computer, and then I have this whole work process, workflow, which I'm trying to streamline. Now this is one of the lessons. And then I'm putting something up, and once the video is up, I got really excited that one of my videos passed the 100 mark views. The views don't matter anymore. What matters is the retention and the watch time and so on. But it was still a number that I was looking for. Hey, nice. And I'm trying not to share the videos yet with friends and so on. Only with a couple of friends I've shared it, just to see how people come to my videos organically. But it was exciting. I was like, man, I missed that. I missed hitting refresh to see how many people watched the video. Did more people came in and things like that. So another part of the struggles. But before the struggles, I just noticed, what is this channel about? Well, it's about PET Rambles. I'm Pet and I like to ramble about things. I'm really happy about the name. I really had to do a lot of brainstorming about the name, but I'm pretty happy about the name for now. It's about my passions, and I'm still not sure about what those videos are. I don't know what's my niche. When you start a YouTube channel and things like that, you need to find a niche. If you find your niche, it's easier to target your audience, and then your audience, it's easier for the algorithm to push your content, right? But what's my niche? I started to make some videos about books because lately I've been enjoying books, but during summer I don't enjoy reading that much. But when it's cold outside and I like to be a hermit and sit in the house, I like to read. This is how I am. My interest shifts. At the same time, I like music. I like to explore music, to find new music. I like to buy records, vinyl records. I have a collection. There are a lot of albums that I like. When I'm buying an album, I know why I'm spending the money on that album, which with very small exceptions, and I kind of want to share that opinion, but I'm not sure how. With books, I kind of found a way to do it, in the sense that I do have a video about the book Dungeon Crawler Carl. I've read 3 of them out of 7, and I'm happy that I managed to talk about 20 minutes, and I think it's an interesting video. It's the first video I made that's scripted, like I've really thought about it, how to write it down, and I think it turned out fine, for now at least. And I managed to speak 20 minutes about the book without really spoiling you. So it's a type of book, is the type of video that you can watch. Maybe you will find why I found that book series interesting, right? Then I do know that there are books where I kind of don't want to do a summary, but I want to do a deep dive. So I'm still not sure how to do it. Like, should I do 2 separate videos, one about the summary and another one about the deep dive, or should I combine them, do the summary with the deep dive together and then give you like a spoiler or something, like, hey, this is spoiler if you want to watch, because it is interesting. Like, I see myself, sometimes I like to explore, do I find this music interesting, and someone is telling me discovery. I like to discover things, right? And that applies to music, that applies to games, and that applies to books. But once I read something or I listen to an album, I want to see another opinion. So it's a different kind of video. So yeah, books, music, and maybe other interests, but I'm not sure what. So again, what's my niche? Can you tell me what is my niche? I like collecting things, but I'm not a collector. When I'm buying vinyls, it's not about me getting the numbers up of vinyl records. It's about me finding the music. When I do have, and I'm going to make a video about that, about the books, I don't have room anymore. I've started to sell a couple of books from my collection because I don't care about those books anymore. There were books I bought years ago, and I was like, I don't care about them, let's sell them. Then I've bought books on Audible, on audiobooks, or on Kindle. I like them, and I'm like, I kind of want to have a hardcover edition of that book. But is that smart for me to spend $20, $25, $30 on a book that I've already read? Shouldn't I do something better with that money? Like save money? I don't know. So it's weird. What are you going to do about it? Like, well, what's your opinion on that? So yeah, struggles. Back to struggles now. I've said about the way on how I'm doing videos, how to make them seem natural and not scripted. But then I'm having this problem right now with short form and long form content. I'm a bit of a boomer. I'm 38 years old. I grew up with YouTube. I do have a TikTok, and I watch TikTok. Sometimes it's not good. It's good and it's not good. It's not good because sometimes I'm spending too much time on it. 30 minutes a day, I think maybe I spend on TikTok. It's good that because of that I managed to discover new books, including inspiration of me doing the videos about books and how to do that. And that's how I saw that, hey, there are TikTokers who just push record on the phone and they just talked about it. They have their idea out and then people like it. And I'm like, I want to do that. I can do that. Sometimes I don't want to go deep dive. I can just, hey, 1 minute video. Hey, look at this cool album. Hey, look at this cool book, and then be done with it. But somehow, because I don't have that mindset of short form content, I'm feeling that I'm making cheap content. And if I made a summary about a book that's 1 minute long, I'm feeling that, how can I make that video longer for the YouTube? Or should I even make a longer video for the YouTube? If it's not a deep dive, it's just because if it's a video that's, this video is not going to be on TikTok, it's going to be too long for sure. This video is mostly also for myself. I'm not sure who's going to watch this video, but it's mostly for myself to help me accountable years from now when I'm going to rewatch this maybe. But yeah, how am I going to do this split up between short videos and longer videos? I'm open to suggestions. Right now, my idea is that if I am to make a long video about a book, I'm going to record it the way I normally plan to do it, the way I've done it for years with GamerPet and other things like that, with me scripting a video, trying to do some research, and then trying to present and edit it. And then once I've done that, do a 1 minute summary because I'm already warmed up. And then maybe this is a challenge. It's one of the things that I'm really learning right now. I'm not going to go into what I'm currently learning, but is this ability of taking something that's long and summarize it into an interesting 1 minute video. And that's, I think it's very interesting for the storytelling aspects. And that's something that I want to evolve and learn. So yeah, why do I feel that short form content, the way I'm doing short form content, it's making like cheap content? Why do I feel that I'm creating duplicated content if I'm making it short but long at the same time with two separate formats? I don't know. Overthinking a little bit for sure, but this is why I'm making this video, to stop overthinking and putting it out there, and maybe one of you is going to share your opinions. But then one of the struggles is also with the niche that I've been talking about. What's my niche? Should I stop overthinking and just roll it and just make the videos out, books and music at the same time? I am having a struggle with the music, because with the music, I made 2 shorts about 2 albums. And I was like, those albums, I feel that I can't really deep dive that much. One is Bohren and their Club of Gore with their album Sunset Mission. You know, you have to listen. If you listen for 10 seconds of the first song, you will understand what that album is about. You don't need me to deep dive, to use fancy words. It's doom jazz. It's very atmospheric, very melodic. I don't want to make a 10-minute video about it. I'm not even sure how to make a 10-minute video about it. I don't want to go into the history of the band and other things like that. I just want to tell you about this cool album that I got some years ago, and I find it enjoyable because I've also seen the band live in Serbia 2 weeks ago. Right? So I was like, this is a short video. I'm going to make a short video. I've done it. I've struggled with it. It's not a good video, but it's a short video. And then I've done a video about I call it the best cover ever, with the Claxons, their album Surfing the Void, which has a cat as a cover. I was like, again, it is a more indie alternative album that if I would listen more to it, I could maybe deep dive a little bit. But I have other more interesting albums that I want to speak of. So I was like, let's just create a short about that album and show you the cover, because the main funny thing about that album was the cover with the cat. So I was like, let's do a short about that. So I've done a short about that. And about the deep dive of the albums, I'm like, I know that there are albums where I want to tell you the story, how I found about the band, what I like about the band, or maybe the album itself, how I discovered the album, because there are bands where I only listen to one album, and that's the album that I like. I don't like the other albums, or haven't got to listen to those albums. And I see spots, like I'm not musically trained, even that I have a bass guitar and I've tried to play bass years ago. And maybe I will, again, when I'm 40 something years old and I will get into some midlife crisis, I would like to express myself through music, maybe, I don't know. it's very weird with music, and I don't want to do objective reviews or things like that. I just want to be subjective. This is what I enjoy, this is what I like, and I want to I spot interesting things in songs and be like, hey, look at minute 2 and 10 seconds, the guitar sounds really nice here, really funky here, or really something. I notice those things and I want to share those particular things. There are albums where I've done that and I managed to see a little bit of the emotions that I don't really do emotions. I'm going to therapy for that to see to develop more. I'm very calculated and mathematical. Not that I'm a psychopath or things like that. I'm just not sure how to express myself. I see some people when they listen to music, they close their eyes and they do things like that. They feel the music. And I'm a little bit like my mind, when I listen to music, my mind goes usually in a place where I'm having fantasies about me doing something. I'm not sure if other people are doing that. And sometimes I manage to get really funny ideas and scenarios with that. But I'm also listening to a lot of music while I'm working, which I know that some people are not really doing that. And that's when I sometimes, because I'm concentrated, and then the music is distracting me in a positive way with, whoa, that's interesting. And this is one of the reasons why I like to listen to music on vinyl. It stops me from skipping to the next song or repeating the same song. I'm just putting the album, and then because I'm forced to listen to it, I notice songs that I would have noticed before. So I'm like, how can I do that with words, with only words? Because if I want to put like a 5-second piece of a song, it should fall into the fair use, but I'm maybe afraid that the content creation thingy will catch it, and the content ID thingy, it will catch it and it will demonetize the video. I mean, my videos right now are not monetized anyway, so I'm doing this for fun, but maybe in the future, I don't know, am I overthinking this too much? Should I not care if my videos are getting targeted because I played 5 seconds of music or not? I don't know. And I have notes about some of the albums that I wrote down, and I was like, I need to start making videos with the less impactful albums, just to get my flow and see how they go with maybe other albums. And maybe I'm overthinking again. I have to see. I have to start. That's the thing. I have to start. Maybe after a couple of videos with some of the books, I will start to make more videos about the music. But one of the things that I'm learning right now, let's move into the learning aspects. I am learning to do this workflow better. I'm sick of Adobe. I'm not using Premiere anymore. I'm using DaVinci. It's free, the free version. I'm only doing easy cuts and putting some music behind and whatever. But even like that, it's been a little bit of a struggle because, again, the way I'm doing it and the way I'm learning it is by doing. So I'm putting the files of the video on the hard drive. I noticed that the format the phone is recording, the codec, is not really being picked up by DaVinci Resolve. So I have to put them into a FFM codec encoder something and move them to H.264. And I have to do a little bit of waiting, so the video gets re-encoded, and I've seen a little bit of lost quality. I'm not sure why it's doing that. There are some artifacts on some videos. But anyway, I have to do that. Then I have to do the folders. I have to put images if I want to put them on the screen. I have a folder with the music that I'm playing below my voice, so you won't hear only my voice. And I'm starting to get a little bit because with each video I make, I'm learning more editing, and I'm Googling how am I doing this in DaVinci Resolve, and then I'm seeing the answer. I haven't yet watched a fully tutorial of DaVinci because I'm learning by doing. And maybe I should actually just watch a video and see what other I can watch, because one thing that's annoying me a little bit is I forgot how it's called, but whenever I want to put things on the screen, they have like a kind of like a node-based system, and I'm not really sure how that is working. It's always annoying me a little bit on how it is. But yeah, with time I will learn that, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, part of the workflow, the way I'm moving the videos, the way I'm moving the sounds, because I'm recording on this microphone, and then I have to overlap. Then I have MP3s that are coming from, or WAV files, I forgot, that are coming in and putting them in, cutting everything again with DaVinci Resolve, and then encoding, and then I'm doing YouTube again. I'm watching videos on what to do on YouTube, how to do things on YouTube again, how to do descriptions, how to do tags. Now with TikTok, I'm learning how to do short videos again, and I'm trying to look at the storytelling aspects on how to make things engaging. With TikTok, you don't even say, hey, I'm blah, 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 because people will just keep, and I see myself doing that, and it's like, whatever, and I just watch the video for 3 seconds. You just, I remember seeing a video on TikTok, a comment on TikTok, and the guy was like, what happened to hello? It's like, people don't say hello anymore. They just started the hook immediately. I know I can't do on TikTok, hey, welcome to PET Rambles, I'm Pet and today I'm going to ramble. Like, I'm really happy the way I came up with this line, and I think it's like a good introduction for YouTube, but for TikTok it is not. So again, I have to learn how to do that. So yeah, part of the process, and my ultimate goal after 6 months of doing this, hopefully it will be like, I have a process of writing, taking notes down, doing the script, doing the recording, and then editing, and then doing it so fast that all the things that I'm not enjoying, well, the main thing that I'm enjoying is talking and doing research. I like to be there, focused, do research, maybe write a little bit of the script, what I'm going to say. I enjoy that sometimes. If I'm feeling that I'm having strong opinions about something, I'm trying to make them more engaging, but that's the main thing. I'm not enjoying that much tuning this on, tuning the camera, all the setup things, and it's a little bit of a blocker. It's slowing me down. And yeah, maybe I will also do a website. I always had a website since the year 2000 when I started to do websites. I kind of want to do websites. I kind of want to get those ideas out of my head somewhere online. I've been doing journaling, but journaling is for myself, right? But I also want to share some of the ideas online. It's a good idea because, again, parenthesis, sometimes when I'm playing video games or when I'm reading, I'm not focused on the video game or on the reading. My mind wanders about what I want to say about what I'm currently reading. Or I'm reading and I'm about a book about whatever I'm reading right now, and my mind switches on thinking about a script, which is why it's important to get everything out and then putting them on paper and be like, I don't need to bother about this, I've already wrote things down. And one thing that I'm doing right now, and is everything is on Notion. I use Notion, and Notion is a great tool. I don't think it's too clumped up yet. And I will tell you, yeah, some of the other things that I've learned was AI, and then a little bit of automation. So I'm using AI to try to come up with video titles, with descriptions, with my English vocabulary. So as I've said, I write the outlines of what I want to say, and I told GPT, I'm using Gemini, Google, because I'm paying for Google Photos 2 terabytes, and I paid $10 more and I have access to Gemini. And I did try it again, ChatGPT this month. I'm going to try Cloud next, because again, in my field where I'm working, I'm a product designer, UX designer, something like that. I'm also a little bit of technical. I need to be up to date with technology, and this is a good way for me to learn AI things, right? So it's not like I give the AI, hey, give me a script and I'm going to talk over it. I gave him outlines of what I want to speak. Sometimes I even gave him sentences on how I am planning to say those things up. And I told him, go paragraph by paragraph and tell me what to improve here. And yeah, because of my vocabulary, I'm using a lot of words like, this is nice. This is nice, right? And then I'm like, but I don't tell you why it is nice. And then the AI is like, you need to give up some examples. And now I'm thinking like, yeah, what are some of those examples? Because when I've read the books, I'm going to start doing note-taking while I'm reading something or after I've read something. So I've read 50 pages yesterday. Today I'm going to take the notes of what I've read or something like that. I'm not sure how to do with the note-taking yet. But the idea is that I know some things that I want to expect, but I forgot them because I haven't took notes. And I'm thinking like, why did I found this nice? And then I'm starting to deep dive with it. Sometimes I'm opening the book again, trying to skim to the pages again. Okay, that's why. Okay, interesting aspect. Unfortunately, I don't have other people to share the books that I'm reading, so I can exchange some ideas. But I did watch other opinions online. So it's not that I'm stealing opinions that other people mention. I'm just watching what other people thought of it, and then I'm putting through my own filter, and I'm like, I don't agree with that, or I'm agreeing with that, or maybe, yeah, that's a good point. Maybe I should mention that also. Yeah, it's part of the research, I guess. And I'm really curious, like, if you are one who's doing videos or storytelling like that, what's your workflow, what's your process? Using AI has been an interesting experience, and I've used gems. In Gemini it's called gems, and GPT you can create a custom GPT where I'm telling the AI, this is PET Rambles, this is a YouTube channel, you are a YouTube channel manager, this is the language that I'm trying to speak of, natural, which in a way it forced me to think more about what I want to do and what's the language that I want to do it. And was like, hey, I want to be authentic, I want to be myself, I don't want to do jump cuts, if there are mistakes, usually I want to put them in. The content that I want to make is more of a, you open me talking in the second monitor and you do something, maybe it's, I'm your buddy that's going to entertain you while you work or something. I kind of like that, I watch podcasts sometimes like that, but anyway, some things like that maybe. So I've told the GPT the language that I want to do, and then I give him instructions. I've seen in a video about YouTube how to do the descriptions and things like that. I was like, that's a good point, that I should note that down. And I was like, if I note that down, why can't I tell it to GPT and be like, when I'm telling you to do a YouTube description, use this format, maximum 90 characters as the first paragraph. Then do a hook with a link to one of my playlists. Then put videos to watch next, and then input three of my videos. And then you can see the descriptions, how I'm doing things. I was like, that's okay, that's interesting. But then I've tried to, the good thing about Gemini is that it's also integrated with Google Drive, but not with Notion. And my videos, I have a database of videos with ideas and videos and scripting and descriptions and other things like that on how I'm putting them in, just so when I'm going to publish the video, I'm going to copy paste the description, copy paste the tags and so on like that. Also, I'm copy pasting the transcript. YouTube is doing an automatic transcript of any video in English, and then I'm copy pasting that into Notion. So now I have a transcript of the video that I just made. And the GPT doesn't access Notion. So I've done, I go to make.com, I believe, it's an automation tool. And I played at 3 a.m. I was doing logic and see how I can make that automation tool pull data from Notion and save it into a Google Drive spreadsheet. And I've done that. And now Google Drive and GPT have access to that spreadsheet. So when I tell the GPT, give me 2 of my videos related to the topic. So if I'm making a video about books, videos to watch next, give me 2 other videos about books. And it's doing that, kind of, not yet. It's missing it. I've looked again, it's nice because I'm learning and I'm doing deep dive into LLMs and how they work and how to give better prompts, because I've seen Google Drive and Google Drive, Gemini and GPT-2, like they are not able to get the spreadsheet to write the Python code to parse the spreadsheet to pull the YouTube links out of it, and it was giving me random links from internet, from the web. And at some point I was like, okay, it gave me a YouTube link, yay! And I clicked the link after like 2 days. It wasn't my video. He gave me a YouTube link about something else on YouTube. I was like, okay, I need to check everything. So that was a nice learning experience. It was exciting to see how that works and to see how the technology works, because I used GPT before to do brainstorming, and it was like, oh my god, it's absolutely amazing to do brainstorming. But now I'm doing it into more practical things, and it's interesting to see. And then again, I was doing debugging, I was looking at the Python script that he was generating. I was like, okay, the problem is there. He doesn't have the data, the CSV. He's extracting a CSV from the spreadsheet, and then he's kind of not pulling the correct URLs because of probably a bug or something like that. So I was like, okay, interesting. I can't rely fully on that yet, but it's interesting on the way they've done it. I've learned some new skills. And I'm using Arc browser. Generally, I use Firefox as browsers, but I'm using Arc browser because it has an interesting features, and I'm trying to keep things separate. Firefox is for day-to-day thing. When I'm in Arc, it's work mode on. And with Arc, it's interesting that I can split 2 windows, but in the same window. I can have 2 web pages, and I have Notion here when I'm writing things, and here ChatGPT. And that's how I tell it, go paragraph by paragraph, and I'm looking to correct things in my script and things like that. Something like that. Maybe I will do at some point a deep dive in my workflow once I get it more defined, maybe 6 months from now, I don't know. But yeah, this is kind of it, I guess. I've been rambling a lot about various things. Hopefully you found some of those things interesting. But yeah, this is what I'm currently learning, trying to do a workflow again, learning some AI, learning some YouTube, learning some TikTok. Once I get this workflow kind of done a little bit, I do want to set up a website somehow. I do have petrambles.com, where it's just linking to TikTok and YouTube. But again, I'm not sure. I don't want to bother with that yet, because I'm not sure what am I going to put on that website. Because it might be interesting that I'm going to have, again, I'm mostly doing it for myself maybe, but sometimes, and I see that at myself, when I'm researching something, I always go on YouTube and research, and then I have to watch a YouTuber talking and doing the sponsor and then talking about all the things. Hey, just give me some bullet points. Can you give me some bullet points about something that I need right now? And I'm thinking that maybe I can synthesize some of the ideas that I'm doing in the videos in text form also. Like, I'm learning how to do short form content, video content, and maybe another exercise might be to learn how to do bullet points type of content to have text to put on my website. Maybe, I don't know. What do you think about that? So yeah, another thing, as I've said, Obsidian note taking, I'm trying not to fall into the trap of discovering new tools and then trying to use the new tools. But for example, one thing that I noticed right now with the note taking thingy, and I've been looking a little bit into this note taking, but I've seen the trap, and I don't want to fall into the trap before. The trap of people who are more obsessed about optimizing things than doing the things themselves. And I've been to that before. The same thing with 10 years ago, I was using Evernote. I don't like Evernote for years. I've not been using Evernote. 6-7 years ago, I started to use Notion. I like Notion, but because I haven't used Notion on all the things every day, I have pages in Notion that I totally forgot that I have. And I need to do a little bit of cleanup. But one thing that I noticed about taking notes, especially now that I'm trying to take notes when I'm reading or I'm having random ideas, and when I'm having game design ideas, is that sometimes notes don't fall into one category. And this is one kind of this idea with the Obsidian tool. It's not the principle. I would maybe make a video about that. Is that notes maybe shouldn't fall into one umbrella, but maybe they should be freely, and you tie them up using tags. And then at some point you will have a cluster of notes, and that's how you will be able to generate a new idea. And I noticed that when I'm doing game design and I'm thinking of various mechanics, various ideas, and then later they just sit in my mind, and I'm not sure how to do a lot of things, but one of the core ideas is interesting, and then I managed to somehow tie this core thing with this other core thing, and I was like, oh, now I'm having a loop, now I'm having a gameplay loop that can be interesting to explore. So yeah, this is one of the things that I'm learning through this right now. Yeah. So anyway, I've been rambling enough about whatever I've been rambling about. I do want to film 2 other videos. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it now or not. I should do it now because now I'm warmed up. Maybe the recording of the video will turn out better. I want to make a review about the book called Star Wars Annihilation. So yeah, let's actually, I will do that. And then a short about the books that I bought in London. And then one thing that I'm learning is that maybe I should record more things at the same time and then edit more videos at the same time, and that way I'm not wasting time with setup, with warming up and things like that. But one thing that I noticed that I'm getting a bit overwhelmed when I'm moving the files from the phone, from the microphone, from whatever, into the folders, and then doing those things, which again, once I do it, things will get more streamlined, but I felt this sort of overwhelmment a little bit. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you watched this until the end, tell me so I can reward you by hearting your comment. Yeah, thanks for watching. See you soon. Goodbye.